Hi everyone, my name is Harley and welcome to TransByDef on Saturdays. Today's topic is 10 things that are interesting about you, which will be me. So let's get on. So number one, I remember someone talking about this on a comment and it's true. Transgender. It's definitely an interesting topic. Interesting thing about someone. Not everyone wants to be out and about. But since if you're on this channel, you already know. So some of my friends who know already, and they have plenty of questions to ask, and they're always interested in knowing about it, and it's definitely an interesting thing. So number two, I have a bachelor's degree in computer science and a minor in mathematics. So go Pamela, because I know you were saying you had a computer science. So let me just tell you a really quick thing about it was, I was deviating between majors and stuff, and dysphoria kind of hit me, so it was really difficult to focus on something. And so I decided to go with a path where I found it was easier to understand, since I was dealing with computers since I was like 8 or so, and it just was really quickly to absorb, and computers, math, they kind of coexist in a way. I built my own computer, and the one that you're on. Uh-oh. Alright, so that's the computer I built. Has some really cool features in there. There is an i7 in there. There's a pretty cool graphics card, and that glowing thing on the bottom is a power supply. Too high. Alright, so I built that computer. Just went on Newegg, bought the parts, and kind of installed put them all together and installed it. It's a very easy way to save money if you can build it, but when you push that power button on, it's like you're hoping it works, because if it doesn't work, it's going to be a pain in the ass debugging what the fuck is going on. So just a heads up in case you're thinking about it. So number three, this is an interesting fact, and it's kind of related to me. My great uncle was a silent comedian. He went by the name of Al Joy. I wish I would have met him, but he passed away before I was born, and he died of Lou Gehrig's disease. I think it was that. Yeah. But the thing was, the reason why I say that is because it kind of leads into number four. See, my great uncle, he's a comedian, and I've seen some of pictures of him with his shows and stuff, and I gotta admit, I feel like I pick up a lot of the comedy side from him, and that's where number four is. Me being comedy, it's like if you know me, you would know that when a situation is funny, it's even funnier when I'm around. It just happens that way. Sometimes it's completely random shit that happens, but it's just, I find it funny. I kind of gag people sometimes, and I find a lot of things funny, and comedy is definitely a part of me, and I feel like it runs in my genes because, it's kind of coincidence that my great uncle was a silent comedian. So that's kind of cool. Number five, pretty interesting thing. I sleep like this, with my hands on my chest. I always do this when I sleep. I feel more comfortable when I do this, and if I'm really exhausted, I might be sitting in a chair going like this, and it's kind of weird, but I'll tell you why I do this, and it goes back to when I was really young. I would have, I don't know what it was called, but it was some kind of panic freak out when I went to bed, and I would wake up with my heart racing, I felt like everything was going, like I was going super duper fast and everything was very slow, and my heart was racing, so I would hear this like that, and it's just, it sounds like this music happening, and it's not, it's like my heartbeat, and it really made me sick. It scared me, and my mom was scared. And I remember sometime when I was little, and the way it calmed me down was I would just put my hands over my chest, listen and feel my heartbeat and feel my breathing, and I'll try to calm myself. And for ever since then, I find it very comfortable putting my hands over my chest when I sleep. So it's kind of weird because it's kind of like coffin style, but but that's definitely an interesting thing, I would say. Oh, number 6, baseball. Baseball is one of my favorite sports to play. Not to watch, but to play. I used to, before I started transitioning, that was like the thing that was a part of me that made me want to stay as a guy, because baseball versus softball, I liked baseball better, and it was just things like that. Before everything, I would get ready to be like a pitcher and stuff. I had my pitches ready. I had a plan to throw a 4-seam fastball, a cutter fastball, a fork ball, and a knuckler ball. And all those are like straight pitches instead of like turning and stuff like that where you get wrist and stuff. I would just constantly practice with the straight down, and I had it all planned out. I had what pitches I was going to do, and I kind of gave that up, but it's worth it. I felt like that was another lifetime that might have happened. Anyways, number 7. I mentioned computers and stuff like that, mathematics. Well, I also have an artistic side, and I think I'm well balanced with my left and right brain. I'm able to draw. I don't really draw as much, but when I do, it'll be like really cartoony characters. I drew Roger Rabbit before. Took some practice, but I drew him before. Also poetry, music, but music has a lot to do with math too, so that kind of intertwines with it. And I try to do some things to exercise my mind with both realms. Interesting thing though, I want to tell you, is left and right brain. I believe your right brain is your artistic side and your left brain is your mathematics side. And notice that your right brain moves your left side, has control of your left side, and your left brain has control of your right side. So one cool thing is if you're ever getting electrolysis done, I think I mentioned this before, and I believe it does work, but when they do my right side of my face, I get into a dream state, and it helps because it's more, it activates this side of the brain. So really it's this side that will be more aware rather than my right side. So because of artistic and creativity, I just start thinking of creating those things. And then when they go on here, it starts hurting the first time because you're in that dream state. So then I start doing math problems, and I activate my left side, and then so this becomes more aware. And that's a theory. I believe that's what's happening because I notice it's very painful, then all of a sudden it helps. So just to, maybe someone else could try that and see what happens. But thought that was interesting. Number 8, Trent Reznor is one of my favorite artists. He does 9 Inch Nails, he does How to Destroy Angels, and he does some scoring for movies and stuff. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Number 9, I have a passion for special effects. I think it's really cool. So when I watch movies, like horror movies and stuff, sometimes I don't get frightened because I look at it as a special effects kind of person. Sometimes it does frighten me, and it grosses me out sometimes, but just the thought of it. But then if I look at it as a special effects angle, I'm like, that's pretty cool. But with CGI coming in, it's more deviating away from that, and it's like, well, so when The Walking Dead, the AMC show comes on, that's really awesome. That's like that so far for a TV series to have that type of special effects. I'm really interested in that. So I thought that was kind of cool. And finally, number 10, my favorite holiday is Halloween. Even though it just passed, I didn't really go out for this Halloween, but I went out like the Saturday before. I would have, but the weather dropped and I started feeling sick, and I still feel kind of sick, but so I didn't really go out. But I do like Halloween. I stayed in and watched Nosferatu. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's like one of those old vampire movies, and it was kind of cool. It was the first time watching it on Halloween, and it felt like a Halloween thing. So it was really cool. It's only like an hour and 15 minutes, so it's really short. But all right, well, that's gonna be it. I know it's pretty long, but bye.